Guns, we pound for pound. UFC thrills, stills nights get loud. Big EQB, that's how we get down.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GRP. Back at it on a Thursday, and as you can see, not at home. Not at home, not in the studio. Unfortunately, out of town for work again. But hey, I mean, we made it. I can actually use this setup because the Wi-Fi's fairly decent. So far, so good. My test went well. I haven't had too many problems with anything else I've tried to do, so let's hope that it stays that way, because I would prefer not to have to battle with issues with the internet. Work's been enough of a battle, so hopefully everything is good. If you're out there, make sure you hit that like button while you're here. Jump in the chat, talk to me about what's going on with this weekend's fight card, UFC Vegas 120, happening on Saturday, and we got a decent main event. Mateusz Gamrot versus Quillan Salkilld. There's potential there, but you know, with Gamrot being a pretty decent grappler and wrestler, like, it could get into that territory where he's dominating with that, so we don't get a ton of action. But you know what? He still can be interesting fighter to watch. So, yo, what up, Antoine? I'm good, man. I'm tired, honestly. It's been a rough week, but I'm actually feeling a lot better right now than I have been the past couple nights. So, luckily, which is good, because that means I can actually put some energy into this instead of feeling like I just don't want to do it at all. I went to bed a little earlier so I could chill the whole time. Oh, nice. Appreciate that, Antoine. Yeah, man, it's been good. Hopefully everything's going well for you. There's been a bunch of issues with work stuff, but we actually got things a lot further along today than I thought we would, and yeah, things were getting better. Just tiring days, man. Tiring days. When I'm out of town, it's like the work day is so much longer, it feels like, because there's nothing else to do. So we do work a little longer than usual, and we're just trying to get things done because we're out of town and we have, just a set amount of time. So it gets rough. But thankfully, like I said, things started to come together at the end, and they got better. So what's wrong? Are you okay? Oh yeah, I'm good. No. I don't work that long, thankfully. No, not at all. Not even close, luckily. It's 10, 11, 12 hours sometimes, but bro, 31 is lame. It just oh my god. Rick Allen, I haven't seen you in forever. What the hell? All is good. Hey, what's up? All is good. How you doing? Oh shit, you know what I'm missing? I'm missing my sounds. Let me get that real quick. That always reminds me when All is Good jumps in, it reminds me that I don't have my soundboard up. So here you go, All is Good.
What's happening with you, man?
Yeah, so hold on. Why, I know I'm missing something else. So I had stuff opened up, and I didn't want to overload everything, so I kind of started closing out windows, and I think I closed out the pop-out chat window, which means I'm not seeing the chats on my screen. To the right of me, I'm seeing them on the screen where you guys are, can see it, but it's not populating where it usually does, so I gotta open that up and get that going. And for some reason, that app keeps turning off too. So there we go. Just issues, problems, whatever. Thanks for the consistent. Yeah, of course, man. I'm here. I like doing this, so it's fun. I've said it before, and I appreciate you guys for coming back too, because you guys don't have to come back and deal with all of this stuff. So I will say I've been out of the loop a little bit. Never mind the mid. Oh my god. Thoughts on John Morgan? What happened with John Morgan? Because I have been out of the loop a little bit, because I've been busy with work and not being able to keep up with stuff. And just dealing with working out of this hotel room and stuff. So yeah, let me know what happened. I don't know what happened with John Morgan. I've also been watching some streams and stuff in the background. So like I haven't really like scrolled a bunch, so I don't really know what's going on past the things that I researched, which a lot of things changed since when I did my prep yesterday to today. There's an addition to the card. There was one of the fighters dropped out. So we'll talk about that. But yeah, so there was some changes, so I had to make on the fly changes, which gave me even less time. But that's how it goes, you know what I mean? It's like I got to do what I got to do. So I, I get it done. And like I said, I'm not feeling as I was feeling sick earlier this week too. I don't know why. I was feeling nauseous, kept getting headaches, but I just fought through it, and I'll complain, but other than that, it is what it is. I guess sometimes just letting it out, making it known that I feel like shit is helps me feel maybe deal with it a little better, just coping. But yeah, let me know all is good. What happened to John Morgan? Because I have no idea. Um, the what was I gonna say? There was what else was going on? The Ilya Taporia stuff was going on. I don't know if you guys saw that earlier this week. I did hear about that with him supposedly at a gay club, but I don't know if that was confirmed, but he was getting a little touchy-feely with a soccer player, but according to what everybody was saying, it was just that's just how the Italians are or some shit like that. I don't know. I guess the dude is I don't even know, man. Honestly, there was so many rumors going around, but yeah, it looked like they were partying it up, and it looked like it looked like they were getting real friendly. So when it comes down to it, it was a bad clip in the way that then people started talking shit and rumors start flying, especially with him and the divorce and all that shit. So yeah, that was interesting. Ilya reminds me of a dude that would just be kind of like the what do you like the international dude that's like open to anything kind of. He doesn't exude like super manly. He kind of gives me that, not that pretty boy like vibe, but kind of at the same time high maintenance type shit, I guess maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was funny, and the thing is he put his arm around this dude, and the dude like grabs his hand like this and starts like playing with his fingers while it's on his shoulder, and like that's stuff that like chicks do when a guy puts his hand around their shoulder and stuff. I guess that's why people were just tripping out a little bit, and they said they saw him kiss, but you know how people from overseas, they like like kiss, two kisses on the cheek, and some of them even just straight up give each other a peck on the lips. That's just how it goes sometimes. So who knows, man. I'm not giving them excuses, I'm just saying I understand sometimes. And then like I said, it looked like they were partying, drinking, probably doing more than that. So they were having a good time, I guess. A real good time. So who knows what other kind of stuff went on behind the scenes, but hey, listen, if that's his thing, let him be. But yeah, it's not, just with the divorce and all that stuff, that's why people are just going nuts about it. So I thought it was funny. All of the discourse about it, and everybody talking, and it is what it is. I mean, you can't really what can you say? Let's go. What's good, fam? Uh how's everyone doing? Oh, what's up, Xavier? How you doing, man? All of a sudden I'm getting double things in my chat for the one I'm seeing, but whatever. Anyway, as you can see, I am drinking some Twisted because I'm not bringing all the stuff with me to make old fashions. I wish I could, but hey, right on, Antoine. Here you go.
Smoke weed every day.
Hey, glad to hear you hanging in there, Xavier. Appreciate you for jumping back in and interacting as usual. Yeah, so we're here, ready to talk about some UFC Vegas 120. But before we do that, let's give a shout out to the sponsor. Oh, you got to be kidding me! I don't understand why this button just doesn't like to work. Like, why is it not working? Hold on. Maintain. So that works. That works. Why is it not working? Huh. Okay. I guess it's doesn't want to work. Wait, it shows it's on. Oh, this is annoying. Hold on. I don't get why volume's a little low. There we go. There it is. I could turn it up for sure. It might be. Oh, it actually was pretty low, to be honest with you. So yeah, thanks for that, Xavier. Cause yeah, it was a little low. So hopefully it's a little better. I'm also just kind of talking to myself here for a second because I was trying to figure out why the why the logos didn't come up. Anyway, want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Noctane Smelling Salts. Of course, we got the red cap with the most potent bottle here, and I definitely need some of this. I actually forgot I had this. I thought I forgot it, and then I went to my backpack and realized it was in there. It was just shoved all the way down in my bag. So I haven't used it all week pretty much, which I'm kind of annoyed by because I didn't think I had it. Glad I did though, so we can do our normal big whiff before we get started with the show. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Yep, that's right. You can tell. Oh, it's still lingering. You can tell it's been sitting in a hot bag for a minute. Holy shit. Whew. All right. that's what I wanted though. You know what I mean? Just to wake me up, get me going. And yeah, thank you to Noctane for the sponsorship. Scan that QR code on the screen. There's a link in the description below. Do either one. It'll take you to their website and you can check it out. You can learn more about smelling salts and what Noctane does. You can add scents to it. You can get different potencies, all that good shit. So appreciate you, Noctane, for the sponsorship. And yeah, I always like using the product. So okay, let's get into it. Hold on. Looks like I'm missing. Oh, what's going on here? Now all of a sudden I'm missing. Cardinals Panthers game has been a banger for preseason. Oh, I didn't even know it was on. NFC West is going to be insanely talented this year. Okay. Shit. Yeah, I didn't even know it was on. And for some reason, I didn't see that chat going on in my pop-up. Weird shit's happening, so I hope everything stays together because that's about how my week's been. Every time I think everything's going well, shit just takes a turn for the worst. So I don't know. I'm hoping that it all stays together. So let's get into it though. Let's get to talking about what we're here to talk about. And we'll start with some sad news actually. There we go. What a dumbass. I didn't turn on my mic for this scene. So, like I was saying, UFC fighter, nothing to laugh about, but you know, hopefully you can hear me now. I'm laughing at myself, not at what I'm actually about to talk about. But, okay, good. Thank you, babe. I appreciate you for telling me that because I didn't even notice it. But, yeah, it just didn't turn it on for the scene. So I will make sure that it is turned on for the rest of them. Okay, El Nascimento passed away at 34, man. I had a heart attack in his sleep and passed away in his sleep. So, I mean, it's a tragic thing, but at least, you know, it was in his sleep. Like, you know, it's sad no matter what, but damn, to 34, 35, like, yeah, 34 years old is just way too young, man. So, you know, he had 6 fights in the UFC. He was 4-2. He just fought back in June, where he, you know, unfortunately lost a split decision. But, yeah, man, I just like, just for that to happen, that's the kind of shit that does scare me. But I would say, honestly, if it was going to happen like that, I would prefer it to just be in my sleep. But I mean, obviously don't want that to happen anytime in the near future, but hopefully I can push out a few more decades out of my life. But did you have any young friends pass away on your way up? Yeah, man, actually I had 2 friends. I think we talked about it in the last watch party. My boy John, who I made that belt for, because we always played beer pong, so we made a beer pong championship belt, and it was you know, in memory of him, because he would have loved it, the fact that we had a belt, because we were competitive and we played all the time. And you know, he was in his 30s as well, so yeah, that was rough, man. And I even have a tattoo for him, because he loved drinking Dos Equis, so and he loved the Boston Red Sox too, so it's a Dos Equis logo with the Boston B in the middle, and then it says RIP John, and his number was 12. So we played softball together and shit. And yeah, man, he was always at our house for the UFC fights. He loved watching the fights. He would have loved to have been on the podcast too. I don't know. I don't know if you would have believed me if I would have told, knowing now that I do this. But we always did talk fights and shit, and he was into it just as much as me. So it was always fun to have him over and watching the fights and hanging out. So you know, one of our best memories was going to Vegas together for his bachelor party. And you know, you would think we were doing crazy shit, but honestly, the most fun we had was in in the hotel room. We were all talking shit to each other after we played a bunch of beer pong at a bar. And then we got back to the room, and everybody was so like dead tired, drunk. But next thing you know, John's talking shit to Clark's talking shit to me. We're all talking shit to each other, and we start like fucking play fighting basically. And Clark's throwing people around. He's trying to take me down. I'm you know, keeping him from taking me down. But we're like, it was just a crazy night of just stupid guy shit. You know what I mean? No, I appreciate that, Antoine. Look, I mean, it's been a few years now, man, and but yeah, I miss John. He would have loved to have been on the podcast with us and doing the watch parties and shit. And I know you guys would have loved him too. He was a badass dude. So, but yeah, we miss him a bunch, man. So yeah, that's why this sucks, you know. And then I had another friend, a coworker of mine, pass away as well. He was a little like a year or two older than me, but you know, I kind of owe the fact that I've been at my job for like 18 years, and it was kind of him. He's kind of the reason why I got the job, because I was working with him previously, and you know, he kind of put in a good word with his brother and got me to get the job I have now. So I owe him that, and I've always been thankful to him for that. But yeah, unfortunately, he passed away of a heart attack as well. And yeah, man, it was tough. But I met John through Clark, which and playing softball. We played softball together for, I think I played almost for 10 years. I think it was like 7 years, 8 years. And yeah, I met him that way. What's up, Rain? How you doing? Welcome in, man. Appreciate you. Thanks Xavier. But yeah. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, this stuff is tough, man. It really is. And especially for a guy like this who's athletic and you know, in good shape, and you know, he was a lower weight guy too, so for it to just be a heart attack in the middle of the night is crazy, man. So I feel for his family and friends and stuff, so condolences. And apparently it sounds like you know, Charles Oliveira was a good friend of his and a training partner, and it sounds like he dropped out of his fight because of this, which, I mean, I fully understand. You know, you're distraught, you can't focus on training and stuff like that. Some people thrive in those kind of things and just want to point all their attention into what they're doing, but there's a lot of people that just can't do that. You know, they can't get past it. It's, you know, me and Clark spent multiple days, what's up, Tua? Me and Clark spent multiple days just fucking grieving, man. Like, it really was. Like, I mean, our other friends too, but that was one of the times that me and Clark really just were around each other a bunch when John passed away, because he just meant a lot to both of us. And yeah, it was tough, man. So like, I can understand Oliveira's, you know, thought process and stuff. So it makes it tough to train, especially when that's one of your guys that you train with all the time and stuff. So yeah, man, it sucks. And then to see, you know, obviously this might have been a mistake. You know, he doesn't really, I'm sure Dana doesn't post every single thing that he posts on his account, like, personally. I'm sure there's people that post for him too, but there it is. Apparently, every single scene I put in, I did not turn on my mic. So it might happen again, and I'll try to fix it as quickly as I can. Anyway, you know, like I was saying, Dana White doesn't always post everything he posts. You know, I'm sure somebody posted the El Nascimento thing or reposted it to his story. But then, you know, Renato Moicano caught this and was like, damn, man, Dana messed up on this one. Posted this kid's photo and then Sig's, and we're just enjoying. We really are just passing through this cruel big world. Only Jesus saves us. Yeah, that definitely pissed a lot of people off, man. But you know, I think it's one of those things where, you know, I don't want to give the guy an excuse, but you know, it really is. If you see this, especially when it pops up and people are pointing it out, you know, you gotta kind of fix that, or you gotta at least acknowledge it, you know what I mean? Be like, oh shit, you know, I didn't mean for this to go back to back. Obviously Dana has some news and some stuff up his sleeve, because he's like, you know, that's the only time he posts stuff like this, with smoking a cigar or having a drink and saying great day with a happy face or whatever. And you know, but yeah, this was I mean, it just feels insensitive, you know what I mean, over there having the time of his life. Yeah. And you know, here's the thing, it's like, of course you're gonna feel bad, like I feel bad for El Nascimento, his friends and family and stuff, but like, you know, you have your time, and then you kind of move on. And it's a little different for Dana, because he is the president of the company. So the only thing I can say in his defense is that, you know, business has to continue, life has to go on for him, and you know, but there is a line of sensitivity that you should keep, especially when you're the president of the company that is basically, you know, you're the leader of this organization, like that. Yeah, that was just insensitive. It was a bad timing. It was a bad post. Yeah, but you know, Dana's done things like that in the past, and he just lets it go. And I think he figures if he doesn't acknowledge it and add too much attention to it, that it'll just kind of go away, which it will. But you know, it's just one more thing to add to the laundry list of things that Dana White has done that a lot of people get pissed off about. So, you know, it could have been an honest mistake, but it was also very insensitive, especially to the family and friends of Nascimento. And, you know, if I had a family member pass away and somebody posts these kind of stories back to back, it's just kind of like, damn, that, hey, you know, you kind of could have been a little more sensitive about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe just don't post nothing for a little bit, or try to get a couple little posts in there of things that don't, you know, have anything to do with that first. But because when you look at them side by side like this, I mean, it looks very bad. So yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. But I thought it was crazy that Renato Moicano is out there fucking pointing this out and just making it known. So that's kind of what happens, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, people get a hold of it, and those are it's just something that happens. What do you think is the worst scandal thus far? Well, I think honestly with Dana, it was 100% him slapping his wife in front of everybody in a club. She slapped him, he slapped her back. That was the worst, I think. But for him. But obviously, nobody gives a shit about that either, because you don't ever hardly hear about it. You know, and then on top of that, shortly after, he comes out with the Power Slap League. Oh my God, bro. I agree. As sad as it is, I don't think it was a malicious, even if it looks off. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he purposely did it. He just didn't think about it. But the act in itself is insensitive, especially to the family and friends of Nascimento. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's not the end of the world, but it you know, of course people are going to talk shit, especially because he's such a public figure and because he's in the position he's in with the UFC. So that's why. That shit was crazy, yo. It was so wild. Yeah, him just slapping the shit out of his wife, bro. It's like, what the fuck? And you know, people still love him. It is what it is. You know, it just, you got to leave that shit at home. If that's what you do, I'm not saying that's right to do it at home either, but hey, man, you got to leave that shit at home. But you know, it's like, it could have just been an off night, but there's never any excuse for doing something like that. Just because a chick, like, I've had a girl take a swing at me, and I'm just like, hey, you know, it is what it is. I mean, there's very few girls that that are gonna knock me the fuck out unless they really know how to punch and have some power behind it. You know, because I'm not a small dude. I just realized my camera's off too. What the fuck is wrong with me? Holy shit. Hold on. I'm over here just talking to myself, fucking not even having my camera up and shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Do I not even have my camera on here? Holy shit, bro. What the fuck? Where is it? I don't even know where it is. Do I not have it? It goes to show nobody gives a shit about seeing me, and I'm not saying that to make you feel bad. I'm just saying it's not even there. And let me switch back here, and let me copy this. This is just, you know, this is just one of those things like that happens sometimes, man. It's like, fucking, yeah, who cares? It's not a big deal. Okay, which scene was that? Oh, Vertigo. There we go. Okay, so let me paste that there. There we go. Hey, look at that. I'm here now. I'm over here talking and shit, and I don't even have my video up. It's all good. Okay. I'm sure we'll run into a couple more of those things, but you know what? Because I didn't use my setup last time, things changed a little bit for when I'm away from home. When I'm at home, things kind of stay the same because I plug into the same shit, and it kind of holds all of that for the most part. But then I go out of town and shit gets a little weird. But anyway, that's it about Dana and Nascimento, man. I just RIP to him, and I feel bad for his family and stuff, and I hope they all, you know, can get some peace after a while. So anyway, let's move on and let's talk about some UFC Vegas 120. And yeah, we have Quillan Salkilld versus Mateusz Gamrot. And like I was saying earlier, this is one of those fights, it definitely has potential to be exciting. You know, Quillan Salkilld, you know, one punch knockout power, head kick knockout power. You know, he can do it. He's only lost once, and you know, his I'm here, just got back from a few. Oh damn. I'm sorry, Infinity. I hope man, condolences, man. That's always rough. We were just talking about, you know, people passing away, friends and family, and because that fighter passed away. So anyone have odds for the new fight for Miles Johns? No, but I was going to talk about that one because, yeah, Miles Johns has a new opponent now. It looks, yeah, Tapology doesn't even have it yet. So I think it's pretty fucking new. When I saw the post earlier, I had to jump in like not even 10 minutes before I started, because I saw that there was the change that happened, and it said like the post was up like 2 minutes ago. So I don't even think they have odds for it yet. Move text box up a hair if possible. Are you talking about the chat? Okay, I think I see what you're saying. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's happening in here right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Let's see, where is it? Oh, I see what you're saying, where it's cutting off. Okay, good call. Here we go. Oh shit. And of course things don't want to work like they're supposed to. I'm just having trouble. At least, hey, listen, I'll take these little bits of trouble, as opposed to not being able to stream from here. Like last time. Also, Biggie, do you like Harry Potter? I actually don't, man. I'm sorry. I really don't. Harry Potter drives me nuts. People just get so crazy with Harry Potter, and Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, that kind of shit just doesn't interest me, man. And people get mad at me for that, but it just doesn't. I to be honest with you, I've never sat down and watched an entire Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or none of that. So yeah, some people get mad at me for that, but I just don't like it. It's not my thing. It's fucking kind of boring to me. So good on you, Lord of the Things. Did I say that, or are you just saying that? Anyway, yeah, I just don't get down with that stuff. I don't know, it's not my thing. So yeah, unfortunately, because I know a lot of people that like it, and oh, you're just saying that. Okay, I was like, damn, did I say that? Stupid. I wouldn't have been surprised. I wouldn't have been surprised if I said that. That's about on my I'm so just brain rotted, bro. Like between work and just like just too much fucking brain power being used. My phone has been like nonstop all week. That's the way it was last week too, man. And it's just like one of those things where it's just overloading the brain, which is why I'm messing up little things here and there for this, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm just happy to be here and be able to do this. And actually, my setup's kind of funny right now because normally I just deal with whatever I have for space, and this is kind of a weird room, the setup of it and stuff, and it just had, oddly enough, it's an octagon shaped table, which is hilarious. And I was like, if it was bigger, it would have been perfect, but it's so small. Like, there's no way I could have fit any of my setup on there. It would have been like my laptop and my second screen and my light, and that's it. And then I still need like space for other shit, and I probably wouldn't have been able to even fit all that on there. So I went out and bought like this 4-foot folding table, and I was like, well, you know what? I could actually use this for work. So I actually like this setup right now, the way that I set it up. It kind of works pretty well. So, but funny enough, I had to do. Surprised you didn't bring the wireless mic instead of arm mic. I don't trust it, man. I haven't messed with it enough. I don't trust it, and I feel weird when if I'm just sitting here. Like I don't know how you do it, to be honest with you, because for me, the mic in front of me is a thing. I like that thing. You know what I mean? But I did bring the USB mic. This is the USB mic, so I don't have to have an interface or anything like that. But yeah, it doesn't feel right if the headphones too. Like, it's tough when I don't have the headphones on. It feels a little weird. I'm just stuck in my ways like that, because it's just the way it goes. It's the way I've always done it. So I could do it without the mic. I could do it without the headphones, but it doesn't really bug me too much to bring the arm and stuff. So it's just a couple extra things, no big deal. And I got this USB mic that I've never used, and that I haven't used in a long time, and it's a Rode mic. So it's like, why not? You know what I mean? Get some use out of it. Anyway, okay, back to UFC Fight Night, Vegas, UFC Vegas 120, Gamrot versus Salkilld. And yeah, like I said, I feel like this has a good potential. Oh, no, you're good, man. You're good. It has potential to be a good fight, and there's some decent, a couple other decent fights on it. It's not, nothing too crazy with this, but we're leading up to an event, or a numbered event coming up here next weekend. And unfortunately, that card's not the best either. But we have Ian Gary versus Islam Makhachev. That's really the only fight that's really good on there, that has potential to be really good. So the rest of the fights are just but sometimes we get some of the best cards out of that, so I'm okay with it. And I'll be watching, and we'll have a watch party, I'm sure. So yeah, so let's move on and let's get started on taking a look at the matchups here. We got Billy Ray Goff versus Ty Miller happening in the first fight of the night on the main card. And how do you feel about the LA card? There was some decent fights on that card. There really was, that I saw. The fucking thing that was foul that I saw was Tai Tuivasa versus goddamn Robelis de Spain. Like, what the fuck? Also, did you like Daniel Cormier back during his title reign at 205? No, I actually didn't like DC back then. He kind of annoyed the shit out of me, but I think a lot of people felt that way. But yeah, Tai Tuivasa on a 7-fight losing streak or some shit like that, nine or 7, whatever. And they give him Rubelas to Spain as he comes back to the UFC. Talk about wanting to get Despain like started off right in the UFC. Like, I don't know how he doesn't win that fight, but if he doesn't, it's gonna prove pretty much. I mean, I love Tai Tuivasa, but it's gonna prove that Despain just is not gonna do well in the UFC. Do you think they're gonna get Tai out of here? I don't know. I don't know if that's a way to get him out or if they're just feeding him to Despain so Rubelas looks good. You know what I mean? So who knows? But that was egregious, man. I was just like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, last one. Yeah, making Despain look good. Yep. Because they want, you know, he's that guy that looks the part. So they want him to be the part. And he just didn't pull that off in the first time around in the UFC. So I think they're just trying to find a way to get him to, you know, to get him to look good in the UFC. And maybe that'll spark a nice run for him. But who knows? Anyway, all right. Hold on. Now I'm all paranoid that I'm all paranoid that things are not working as they should. It's all just business at the end of the day, unfortunately. 100%, man. 100%. You are not wrong about that. So, okay. So we got Billy Ray Goff versus Ty Miller, and looks like Ty Miller is the favorite. Minus 290, Billy Ray Goff plus 234. Goff is 9-4 in MMA, 1-2 in the UFC. So that's what makes it tough. That's probably why he's the underdog. 7-1 by KO TKO. He's got 1 loss by sub, never subbed anybody himself, and 2-2 by decision. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. You know, he got that first win, and then he's been on a losing streak since. So Ty Miller, 7-0 overall, 1-0 in the UFC, 3-0 by KO TKO. We got zeros in the submission column and 4-0 by decision. He's coming off a win, obviously, more like 7 in a row because he's 7-0 overall. He's only 2 years younger than Goff as well. And yeah, I mean, we'll see what he has coming in and another scene without the mic on. I usually go through and turn all this on. This is what's tough about going out of town, is I have to go and I'm usually pretty diligent about it. I have to go in and turn everything on for this, and I know I should actually have a profile set up or something like that, but if you make too many, it gets confusing. So usually I just turn it on, and I forgot to do that. Just like I didn't have my video on earlier. I look like a rookie. I'm making a lot of fucking rookie mistakes right now. He cussing the computer. I definitely am. Piece of shit.
Fuck. Man, fuck you, bro.
That's exactly what I was doing. Everything imaginable, but piece of shit computer. Oh man, mini stream deck, $99 right now. Oh shit. Yeah, I don't find it useful, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather just use a virtual like I have my sounds right now. I don't really need another stream deck. I wish if I did, I would buy that for $99 right now. Classic GRP silent rant, exactly.
It's gonna be bad,
Bro, just
it's gonna be bad, man.
The 6 button, yeah. Yeah. I thought I actually said if I saw a good sale on one, I'd probably get another one, but I don't really need it with the virtual. I just have to remember to turn the virtual on when I'm in here. That's the biggest thing. But yeah, I mean, like, the difference between the small one and the big one as far as travel goes, it doesn't really make a difference. If it did, I would buy a 6 button just to bring it with me and not have to carry the big one. But to be honest with you, it's not really that big of a difference, like, overall, in the overall perspective. If I have the room for the small one, I have the room for the big one. And then I don't have to worry about different, you know, all kinds of different stuff to remember. Like, as you see, I'm still fucking things up here. But anyway, John Morgan, John Morgan, though, as far as what All Is Good was saying, I think he's kind of a puppet, man. I hate to say it, but you know, he just plays along because that's what gets him into those. Sometimes he puts a question or two out there that might piss people off, as far as for the UFC and with Dana White and shit like that. But for the most part, he's one of those guys that plays by the rules, and you know, he's there at the press conferences, so I guess you can't blame him. But he's just not one of those. He gets kind of annoying sometimes with the similar questions always, like, over and over again. So I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about that. But anyway, back to Ty Miller. Adam Fugit was his last fight, or his only win in the UFC. Got a TKO at 4 minutes 59 seconds of the first round. Performance of the night bonus as well with that TKO. So he definitely will bring the action in the first round. And Billy Ray Goff is on that 2-fight losing streak, and he lost to Ramiz Brahimaj by submission in the first round in his last fight, and then Trey Waters by decision. He did get a fight of the night bonus for that one too. So Stuart Scott, yes, he was dope. Do you have a journalist you really liked growing up? I did like all the ESPN guys, you know what I mean? Like Dan Patrick, Stuart Scott, you know, all those guys, analysts, commentator guys on you know, what was the guy that did the one that in baseball you go back. What the fuck was his name? I can't remember his name. Shit, I don't remember his name. Anyway, he was the bigger dude, white dude, balding. Anyway, so yeah, Ty Miller versus Billy Ray Goff. Miller's the favorite there, so we'll see how that fight goes. Moving on, we got the women. Amanda Lemos, winner chicken dinner. Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember too many, to be honest with you, but I do remember a lot of those ESPN guys. So next up, we have Amanda Lemos versus Alexia Tainara in the women's strawweight division. And Amanda Lemos, obviously, you know, she's up and down. She's been in there against big name opponents and stuff. She's 9-6 in the UFC, 15-6 overall, 8-1 by KO TKO, 3-2 by sub, 4-3 by decision. She's on a 2-fight losing streak though. Tainara is 14-1 overall, 3-0 in the UFC. No wins or losses by KO TKO, so no losses by decision either. She's got 6 wins there, and then 8 wins by submission, and only 1 loss. She's on a 3-fight win streak because she's 3-0 in the UFC. So let's take a look at Amanda Lemos. Like I said, she's fought people like uh-oh, I pressed the wrong button. There we go. As you see, she gave Mackenzie Dern a hell of a fight. Left her bloodied up there. Younger, hungry Tainara. Yeah, that's definitely quite the age difference. Yeah, that too. Lemos is she just lost to Jillian Robertson back in March of this year. And Jillian is now fighting for the title against Mackenzie Dern. So that's up next for her. But she also lost to Tatiana Suarez in that 2-fight win streak. And then Yasmin Lucindo is her last win by unanimous decision. In this fight, she beat Mackenzie Dern in this picture by unanimous decision. And they got a fight of the night for that one. As you can see, Dern got bloodied up and stuff like that. But it was a decent fight. And for Lemos to have beat the person who's the champ right now says something about her. But she also lost to the person who is going up to try to win the belt coming up next. So if Robertson gets that belt, then Lemos will probably be looking for a rematch to see if she can get that belt, even though she lost to her once. And that was this year too. So Alexia Tainara is on that 3-fight win streak, and she has a win over Bruna Brazil by decision, Luma Lukbunmi by decision, and then Molly McCann by submission, where she got a performance of the night bonus with that first round rear naked choke against Molly McCann. So that's a good win for her there. 3 wins in a row. We'll see how she does against the older and more experienced Amanda Lemos. We'll see what kind of a fight we get for that one. If Tainara comes out, swinging and or submits Lemos quickly, that could be a statement win for her. But we'll see what Lemos has for her. Lemos has a way of shutting people down and taking it to decision and getting a win that way. So I wouldn't put it past her. Right now, the odds on Tabology, plus 195 underdog for Lemos, and minus 240 favorite for Tainara. So we'll see how that fight goes. Next up, you're going to get a bloody fight when you got the damage, Darren Elkins. He's fighting Yadier Del Valle, I think. Let me get rid of that. I bought some Rogues that they don't make I forgot where I put it. They don't make the kind of metal can. So this is like kind of the older style, but I found some of these at a QT. This is more of like what, this is a different flavor, but they're more all plastic now, and these are more like the little tin top. But yeah, it seems like once the flavor runs out of these, it's almost like it is like old. It doesn't taste the best, so you got to kind of get rid of it. Anyway, I don't know why I went on that little side quest there, but anyway, the damage, Darren Elkins fighting Yadier Del Valle. Darren Elkins is 42 fucking years old, man. Chewing cardboard. Elkins 42 years old, 20-12 overall, 19-11 in the UFC. 7-5 by KO TKO, 8-1 by sub, 14-6 by decision. He's coming off a loss. Del Valle also 10-1. He's 30, 2-1 in the UFC, 2-0 by KO TKO, 4-0 by sub, 4-1 by decision. Only lost by decision. Never been stopped. So I'm definitely older too. Yes, I'm older than Elkins even. Holy shit. Yeah. So I mean, this is a you think he'll experience body pain in his 60s? Oh hell yeah! The damage. That's what the motherfucker. He's gonna look in the mirror and be like, and be reminded every day that he's got damage, brain damage, body damage, everything. The motherfucker takes so many punches, and it's almost like he doesn't get started until he gets bloodied up, and then the fight really starts. Unky. Yeah, man, it is what it is. It's kind of hard to not show it when it's all over my chin. He's experienced that now. Yeah, so I mean, it has potential to be a good fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, Elkins is definitely going to go out there trying to stop Del Valle, but will he be able to? That's the question. And who knows, with the damage, you never know what kind of fight you're gonna get. A fight for sure, but is it gonna be a dog fight? Is it gonna be something that Del Valle can finish early? That's the question as well. And I knew I was missing something, and I was missing my notes, and I kept looking over thinking, okay, usually I'm reading something just to make sure I'm going over things properly, and I just realized that's what it was, is I didn't have my notes pulled up. So that's why it seemed a little weird, but now I got them, so that's good. I am just trying to figure out why. There we go. Where are we at now, though? I have them in order. Darren Elkins versus Del Valle. There we go. So yeah, anyway, Elkins is definitely going to come out, try to be the first one to, what is this fucking music, bro? Like, where did I even get this from? Because the beginning of this song didn't sound like this. It sounds like some fucking orchestra shit. I must have picked the wrong song. But I have a few songs like this, and I keep them in there just in case there's ever a good reason for it. And I don't know where this shit came from. I feel like I'm watching a fucking Star Wars movie or some shit. See? And then it just changed. What the hell is happening, bro? I gotta get out of this place. I really gotta get out of here. And fucking... This place is driving me nuts. Anyway, Magic's cooking. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Anyway, I mean, this has potential to be an exciting fight. Elkins is gonna come out and try to get the first finish of Del Valle's career, and you know, Del Valle is gonna definitely be trying to get a finish as well. Elkins definitely gets hit a bunch. So, did you see my training video? Oh. Yeah, man. The damage is gonna suffer some damage, I'm pretty fucking sure. And I'd be surprised if he's not a huge underdog. Plus 520 to Del Valle's minus 800. So I think that's almost a lock. What do you think? Holy shit. Oh man. Yeah, I guess we'll see what we get out of this. Hopefully a quick finish so that Darren Elkins doesn't have to suffer too much damage, but this fool is, he definitely is durable. So it's going to be tough to get him out of there, but I'm sure Del Valle can do it. So we'll see what happens. Next up, we got Diego Ferreira versus Billy Quarantillo, Billy Q. And Ferreira, 19-7 overall, 10-7 in the UFC. Got 5-4 by KO TKO, 7-0 by sub, 7-3 by decision. He's on a 2-fight losing streak though. Billy Q also on a 2-fight losing streak, 6-5 in the UFC, 8-3 by KO TKO, 5-1 by sub, 5-3 by decision. So yeah, I mean, we got Ferreira at 41 and Billy Q at 37. So some older guys here too. Ferreira doesn't really look like he's 41, which is kind of weird. But because I mean, but Billy Q looks like a little kid. So he's got Ferreira's kind of got underrated power just because he also is a great, has elite grappling. So people kind of forget about that, but he's got multiple fight of the night bonuses, and if he can pressure his opponent into making mistakes and shit like that, that's kind of where he can get the win. So let's take a look at Ferreira and his previous fights. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. They both are. So Ferreira lost to Alexander Hernandez by TKO in the second round back in September of last year. I'm calling Arman to be Hoofy. Mark my words. Yeah, that's an interesting fight. That is an interesting fight. KO minus 125. Oh, okay. And he lost to Grant Dawson as well. But yeah, Hoofy versus Arman. I mean, because Oliveira pulled out of the fight. Now that it's Mauricio Hoofy, like, that's a big step up for Hoofy, I think. And is that a winnable fight for him? I mean, with Arman being so inconsistent with his fights in the UFC, I don't know. Diego, a year younger than Cub, who slept Billy, had more success against Hernandez than Billy did. Okay. Yeah, I mean, before these two fights that he dropped, which was against Hernandez and Grant Dawson, both by TKO to Hernandez, decision to Dawson. He was on a 2-fight win streak with bonuses in both of them. He beat Mateusz Rebecki by TKO in the third round, and then Michael Johnson by TKO in the second round. But here's the thing: Ferreira just goes on these streaks of losing. He had three fight losing streak, and then a 2-fight win streak, and then a 2-fight losing streak, and now he's fighting Billy Q. So, I mean, those are great points by Rain. Diego, year younger than Cub, who slept Billy, makes sense. And then had more success against Hernandez. Yeah. So Billy's coming off of the 2-fight losing streak as well, where he lost to Cub Swanson by TKO, and then Yusuf Zalal by sub. So it was a fight of night against Cub Swanson, though. His last win was against Damon Jackson by decision. He's also a streaky fighter. Wins and losses, just back to back, win loss. So that's, you know, it makes it tough. But Billy Q is the underdog at plus 150, while Fajeda is a minus 185 favorite. So we'll see what this fight gives us. Hopefully a decent one. Do you think Arman would have beaten Ilya? I think it would have been a great fight. I don't know if Arman would have done to him what Gaethje did, but I do think that, you know, he had a good chance to beat him, especially after seeing what Gaethje did. But I mean, Gaethje's a lot bigger too, so I don't know, man. But Arman's a beast. It's just, you know, he's so like he's not active enough, so it's weird. But whenever he's in there, he looks good. So I think it would have been a toss-up, but I think it would have been a good fight. I don't think Ilya would have dispatched of Arman very quickly, and I don't think the other thing, you know, would have happened the other way around that easily either. So, all right, moving on to the main event, we have Mateusz Gamrot versus Quillan Salkilld, and what are we at? Sorry, I got distracted there. Okay, so 26-4 for Gamrot, 9-4 in the UFC, 8-0 by KO TKO, so he hasn't been finished on the feet. 6-1 by sub, 12-3 by decision. So a lot of his wins coming by decision. He is coming off a win, and Salkilld is on a 5-fight win streak because he's 5-0 in the UFC. Old looking 35. He's just, I don't know, he's just got a different look to him, man. I mean, Salkilld doesn't look 26. Salkilld looks like he's about 33, just by that mustache, and he's got that like old young guy look, you know what I'm saying? Or young old guy look, I should say. But yeah, it's like Gamrot he's a tough fighter, man. Tough grappler. Looks 200. But Salkilld is 12-1 overall, 5-0 in the UFC, 5-0 by KO TKO, 4-1 by sub, and 3-0 by decision. Gamrot got broken. Oh, his nose. His nose does look fucked up, huh? But yeah, so I mean, dude, Gamrot's pressure, he's got that just elite scrambling, man. He's good in the scrambles. He's got great cardio, relentless wrestler, and you know, he's a former KSW champion and just kind of built a reputation on you know, just grinding down opponents and shit. So bandage on it now, huh? But at media day, oh, I see. Okay. You ever think MMA fighters will ever get $1 million contracts? I think you meant. I mean, some of them do already. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. But on a regular basis, I don't know. That's just, you know, that's that never-ending discussion of fighter pay. It just doesn't end. But anyway, Salkilld, you know, just jumped up in the rankings quickly because of his, you know, what he's been doing in his fights, you know, knocking people out quickly, you know, making for exciting fights. And he's only got one loss on his record. So hasn't been finished on the feet, hasn't lost a decision, only one loss overall, and that was by submission. So, you know, he's definitely a worthy opponent. This is a jump up in competition for him, and you know, he's had a little bit of trouble in the past against you know, some grappling, but I don't know that it's gonna be the end all be all for him. But with Gamrot, it's kind of a different story with Gamrot and the way that he fights. So it could be very tough for Salkilld. It might be a different kind of fight for him. Beneil Dariush was his last win by TKO. He got a performance of the night bonus there. It was a first round TKO for Salkilld. He beat Jamie Malarkey by submission. Got a performance of the night bonus there. And then for the third performance of the night bonus in a row, he got the TKO win over Nasrat Haqparast with that crazy head kick that you see in that picture in the bottom. His other two fights were Yanil Ashmouz by decision, the only non-finish in all of his 5 fights in the UFC, but still a unanimous decision. And then he TKO'd Anshul Jubli with that right cross 19 seconds into the first round and got a performance bonus on that one as well. So 4 out of 5 fights with performance bonuses and all finishes, except for the one decision that did not get a performance bonus. Guaranteed he's not going to get a quick finish against Gamrot if he gets one at all. Gamrot has a broken nose going into a fight against long elbows and reach. Had bandage at media day. See it tomorrow at weigh-in. Okay. I see what you're saying. I was following a little bit there. Like I said, I haven't been able to follow much or see a whole lot of what's been going on lately because of just being so crazy busy with work and everything else. So I appreciate that information. And yeah, Salkilld with those long arms, the elbows that he throws, if he starts working on that nose quickly, it's going to be a big problem for Gamrot. But you know, Gamrot's gonna rely on that wrestling and relentless pressure. And he's so good with the scrambles and stuff that he might be able to, you know, avert that crisis of getting his nose rearranged a little more than it already is. And we'll see where it goes from there. So I think this is an interesting fight. Definitely kind of a crossroads fight because, you know, Gamrot being on a 2-fight losing streak, you know, he's ranked high enough where that matters. That he's on that kind of a losing streak. He went 13-0 in KSW. Damn, I forgot about that. No, did I say he's on a 2-fight losing streak? No, he's coming off a win over Esteban Ribovics. What the fuck am I saying? But he lost to Charles Oliveira by sub, and then beat Ludovic Klein. He's on a win-loss type streak. He lost to Dan Hooker by decision as well, but that was a fight of the night. That was a hell of a fight. So he did beat Ribovics by submission arm triangle in the second round earlier this year in April. So, but you know, Gamrot needs to he hasn't put together more than you know, a win here, a win there. So he kind of needs to put together some wins. And then with a younger guy like Salkilld, this is where he can really make a name for himself. 5-0 in the UFC, exciting fights pretty much all the way through, a bunch of finishes and performance bonuses. It's definitely one of those fights where he can catapult himself a little further up in the rankings and get a big win against a tough opponent and show that he can fight a guy with some good wrestling and grappling skills and still survive and get the win. So he's never been submitted himself, so you know, we'll see how this goes. I'm sorry, he's got the one submission. He's never been finished by decision, and that's how Gamrot wins a lot of his fights. So that might be something to look out for. But I think it's going to be a decent fight, and I'm definitely ready to check that out when it happens on Saturday. Let's move on to the prelims. And I really realize how spoiled I am when I'm out of town, because I'm lucky to be able to have a second monitor, you know, to bring with me. It's like one of those travel monitors, but you know, it's still like I'm so used to having so many screens in front of me in my studio that I'm just like spoiled. So I'm starting to get all over the place with how I'm doing things because I don't have as much space. All right. Well, we'll go with Twisted number 2. Definitely needed a drink today. I haven't drank anything at all week. I bring these Twisteds with me. Ow. In case I want to have a drink or something after work, but haven't even done it yet until today. So it's a good time. And then after this, I got to pack up again. Just like on Sunday, had to pack because we usually check out in the morning before we go and do a little more work before driving back. So yeah, I got to pack after this. So I get all this stuff set up just to be on for a couple hours and then pack it all up. Luckily, I kind of know how everything goes, so it makes sense and it doesn't take too long. But yeah, it's rough sometimes because I get done and then I just want to chill, and instead I got to pack everything up. So yeah, whatever. Anyway, I did make my picks. I'm not sure how I feel about them. We'll get to those after we, you know, touch on these prelims here. Let's take a look. There was some changes in the prelims, but we can definitely, I put these in the wrong order because I changed it up and I screwed up the order. But the final fight in the prelims getting into the main card will be Steven Aspelin versus Guilherme Pat. Usually I go from the bottom to the top. This time I'm going from the top to the bottom because I screwed it up. But whatever. Steven Aspelin, he lost like 200 pounds. He's a big dude. Got a lot of loose skin, but the fool can fucking knock people out. That's for damn sure. Guillermo Pat is the exact opposite body wise. Looks ripped. He's big, but Asplund is a tough opponent, man. He lost to Vitor Petrino by unanimous decision in his last fight, but he beat Sean Sharaf by TKO in the second round with a fight of the night bonus on that one. We saw him in the contender series get that 16-second first round KO against Anthony Gorosio. Anyway, big dude, has crazy power and makes fights, interesting. So we'll see how he does against Guillermo Pat. 6-1 overall. Like I said, way more ripped up and looks really athletic as opposed to Asplund, but can he deal with the power of Asplund? He's 1-1. He's coming off a loss as well to Thomas Peterson by decision, and his one win in the UFC is against Alan Fry by unanimous decision as well. He was supposed to compete in the contender series, but I assume he stepped in his first fight and just surpassed the contender series, and now he's here in the UFC and trying to get his second win in the UFC. So we'll see how that goes for him against Asplund. Next up, we got Dayar Nurgazai versus Bruno Lopez in the light heavyweight division. Nurgazai is 11-2 overall, and he is 1-2 in the UFC, coming off a win over Rafael Tobias by unanimous decision. His two losses were to Brenton Hibero by Kimura and Uran Sadibaldayev by Ezekiel choke in the first round. So coming off a win, looking to get a second one in a row against Bruno Lopez, who is 1-2 in the UFC as well on a 2-fight losing streak. Last loss to Navajo Sterling by TKO, Dustin Jacoby by TKO, and then got his only win in the UFC by unanimous decision over Magomed with a last name I can't say. Holy shit. Anyway, next up we have Louis Sutherland versus Jose Montana de Silva. Long ass name there, but he's 6-1, making his UFC debut. He is the underdog against Louis Sutherland, who's a -190 favorite. Sutherland's 1-2 in the UFC, so we'll see what that fight brings us in the heavyweight division. Here's the rest of the card. Going further down, we got Manuel Sosa versus Richie Miranda. Miranda's making his UFC debut, coming in at 13-1, while Souza has one win in the UFC. He's 14-1 overall. That's happening in the lightweight division. Souza got his win over Balaji Oki by TKO in the third round with a performance of the night bonus. So we'll see what Richie Miranda has for him coming into the UFC with a 10-1 record in the LFA. He's on a pretty big win streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins in a row. He was a LFA champion, and he defended the title twice in a row. So yeah, pretty good there. Ooh, we got some good matchups. I'm not a pro analyst or nothing, but this looks like fun as a casual. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's definitely some big boys fighting. Plus we have, some guys making their debuts, but a lot of guys that have some really good records and stuff like that, some good matchups. So definitely going to be an interesting card. It's not like the best ever, but it has some interesting matchups, and sometimes we get some of the best fights out of cards like this. So we'll see what it has for us as far as the matchups go. And then we have the one change up there. We got Miles Johns, who is supposed to be fighting Raul Rosas Jr., his brother. And I guess he had to pull out due to an injury. So Gianni Vasquez takes over and comes in and short notice. Let's not forget the ladies. Oh, yeah. We're getting there. But Miles Johns, 15-5 overall, 6-5 in the UFC. There's no odds yet, like I was saying earlier. Vasquez is 0-1 in the UFC, 14-5 overall. So we'll see, how many finishes we can get out of this card. and we'll see what Miles Johns has with his late replacement opponent. Johns is on a 3-fight losing streak. Felipe Lima by decision, Jean Matsumoto by decision, and Daniel Marcos in his last fight by submission. So that's tough, coming in against a guy who's 0-1 in the UFC, and Gianni Vasquez. And he lost to Cameron. Oh, I'm sorry. This is him coming back to the UFC. He lost to Javid Basharat by decision, had one fight outside of the UFC that he won, and now he's coming back to the UFC to see if he can get a win over Miles Johns, who's on a 3-fight losing streak. So next up we have Juliana Miller versus Ravina Oliveira. Miller has one of those pages, if you like checking those out. Go to her Instagram. I'm sure you can follow from there. But yeah, she's 2-3 in the UFC. She is coming off a loss to Carly Judice by decision. Had a win before that over Ivana Petrovic, and then 2 losses in a row after that. She definitely, she's coming off the Ultimate Fighter, and she got a win in her first official UFC fight, and then she won the Ultimate Fighter actually, but then she went on a 2-fight losing streak, won one and then lost one, and now she's coming back to see what she can do against Ravina Oliveira, which, if I remember correctly, I want to see what her last fight was. She is 0-3 in the UFC, which is tough. Chanel Dyer by TKO. She had weight problems coming into that fight in the last one. Stephanie Luciano lost by sub, and then Tainara Lisboa, she lost to by decision. So this is a make or break fight here. Yeah, sub coming. We'll see what Juliana Miller has for her, and we'll see which one comes out with the dub on that one. And then we have Gigi Canuto versus Carol Foro. 7-1 for Canuto. Foro is 0-0. I'm sorry, 9-1. Both of them making their UFC debut. Canuto is coming in, coming off of 3 wins in a row. 2 submissions and 1 TKO win coming from LFA. And then Carol Foro is coming in at from the Contender Series. She beat Chanel Dyer by decision. 2 TKOs. Damn, she's got a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's on a 7-fight win streak. So yeah, man. That should be a good fight to start off the prelims. Do you get to watch LFA at all? No, I never. I kind of forget about LFA, and then it's just not one of those things that's in front of me right away. So I just forget about it. I hear about LFA all the time, but I just forget about it. I never get a chance to watch it. Sometimes though, I run across highlights and shit, and it's good to pay attention to that stuff, because a lot of up and coming fighters come from LFA. So if you do well in LFA and you become a champ over there, more than likely you'll make your way into the UFC. So I mean, it's not a bad thing to watch if you have time to. So all right, let's take a look at my prediction. Thank you for that. Once again, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna leave these on. Like, I turn them off usually, and then I come back and try to remember to turn them back on. I'm just gonna leave them all on. It's not gonna bother anything. That way, next time I don't have to deal with that. Anyway, I went with Quillan Salkilld to beat Mateusz Gamrot in the main event. I'm thinking it's Salkild's time to make a statement. This is the perfect opponent to do it against, except it's not going to be an easy fight for him. So it's definitely going to be a tough one, and we'll see if he can come out of this with a win. So thanks again, Rain, for the heads up on the sound. I appreciate that. Oh my God. Oh, okay. I was going to say, has it still not been on? Anyway, next up, I went with Billy Q I wasn't happy with that decision. I don't know why I wrote that in, but I'm gonna stick with it. I don't think he's gonna win. I really don't. So Diego Ferreira, he's older. Both these guys are kind of coming off losses and stuff. I'm thinking that it's time for Billy Q to find a way back, but it's gonna be a tough fight for him. So I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna take a shot on the underdog here. He's only a slight underdog at plus 150, while Diego Ferreira's a minus 185 favorite. So I'm going with the underdog there. And then Darren Elkins versus Del Valle. Obviously, Del Valle, I mean, there's just no way around it. Yeah, I don't know that Darren Elkins can beat him. So there we go. And then I got Alexia Tainara versus Amanda Lemos. I got Tainara. I just feel like she's on a streak right now. She's on a roll. Lemos is so back and forth with her wins and losses, even though it's usually against, tough opponents and stuff. So I'm going to go with Tainara in this one. And then I got Ty Miller versus Billy Ray Goff. I'm going to stick with Ty Miller. He's undefeated, coming in looking like a good prospect. Billy Ray Goff is too inconsistent as well. And, he's coming off of losses and stuff. So, no, he's coming off a win, but he's got 2 losses before that. And I just don't have a lot of faith in Billy Ray Goff. So, no, he is coming off the 2 losses in a row. He can make fights exciting and stuff. He got a fight of the night in one of the losses for him, but when it comes down to it, I don't have a lot of faith in him. So I'm going with Ty Miller. So let's see what the Fight Wheel has for us for predictions, and we'll get those figured out, and then we'll wrap it up because, like I said, I got to do some packing, and yeah, I need to end this before it gets any worse, considering I just continuously keep making mistakes and shit, which is no big deal, but I'm just happy to be here and be able to do this. But I am like, I'm so scatterbrained, man. I really just, I need some rest apparently. Anyway, okay, let's see what the Fight Wheel has for us. Totally random picks, UFC Vegas 120. Let's see what the Fight Wheel is predicting. We got Gamrot in the main event, which it is kind of a toss-up for me as far as the way I look at it. So with the Fight Wheel going against me, it's not a bad shout, and it could be a good one for the Fight Wheel to predict that. So let's remove that name. Let's remove Quillan Salkilld because that was his opponent. There we go. And let's see what's next for the random Fight Wheel predictions. Oh shit, Billy Q. The Fight Wheel is taking Billy Quarantillo as well, which that might not be the best decision for either one of us, but hey, I'm giving Billy Q a shot here, so we'll go with that. Diego Ferreira. All right, 2 down, 3 to go. UFC Vegas 120 Fight Wheel predictions versus mine. Fight Wheel's going against me again. Billy Ray Goff to beat Ty Miller. Okay, that's an interesting one. Definitely not out of the realm of possibilities, though. Not Goof, you idiot. Goff. Okay, so we take that out of there. Take that out of there. 2 more left for the randomized Fight Wheel predictions. See how my picks do against the Fight Wheel. And the Fight Wheel picks Del Valle to beat the Damage. That makes sense. So we agree on that one. And oops. Well, I had two names built up there, and that's okay. We know what that is. Yeah, I know that would have been weird for that one to have turned out to be Darren Elkins. Not sure that would have been the best pick ever. All right, last one. The women. Looks like Amanda Lemos. So the Fight Wheel only picked 2 of the same. I have been beating the Fight Wheel every single week for the past probably 5 or 6 weeks. So yeah, we'll see how I do this time. Let's see. So for me, I got Salkilld. The Fight Wheel predicts Fight Wheel heavy dogs. Yeah, the Fight Wheel predicts Gamrot. We both got Billy Q. We both got Del Valle. I picked Tainara. The fight wheel predicted Lemos, and then I picked Miller, and the fight wheel predicts Goff. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Like I said, I've been beating the fight wheel pretty easily over the past few weeks. So we'll see if I keep that streak going. I should be paying attention, and I can go back and check what my record is against the fight wheels since I've been doing it. But lately, it's been good for me. Haven't had the best picks overall. Definitely have some losses in there, but overall, for like the entirety of the fights, I've been getting the win. So we'll see how I do this time against the fight wheel. Totally randomized fight wheel predictions. Anyway, yeah, that does it for that. And let's see, is my mic on? Yes. All right. That does it for me after all of the technical difficulties, but at least I got to stream using everything that I normally use instead of having to do it on the phone. It wasn't that bad of a stream when I did it that way, but you know, I didn't have all my references and stuff like that I could easily get to. I didn't have a structure. As you can tell, that doesn't matter that much sometimes when I'm scatterbrained. But listen, man, I'm here. I did it. And we're good to go. I'm excited for these fights this weekend. Don't forget, we got PFL going on tomorrow as well. PFL in North Carolina, actually. And I think it's happening in Charlotte. And I think, who is it? Brian Battle is fighting. So I don't know if you like PFL. It seems like a decent card. I didn't even think about going through it. But Brian Battle's in the main event. I forgot who he's fighting even. But, you know, it's PFL. It is what it is. We'll see if things change with the MVP, MMA, and PFL merger in the future. But as far as I'm concerned, that's it for me. By the way, I forgot to even mention that on Sunday, that was my 300th episode, which is pretty nuts. So I appreciate all you guys for the support in the last like 100 episodes or something. I've really had the chat going, and the chat's been what keeps me going and keeps it entertaining and interesting. So I appreciate all you guys for the support, man. I'm in on PFL too. Congrats on 300. Oh, thanks, Raina. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. 300 episodes is crazy. I never thought I'd be doing it, for that long, much less doing it at all. So I appreciate all you guys for the support and always interacting and keeping things interesting for me. This is episode 301, actually. So, on the road, especially now that I'm doing like 2 episodes a week, plus sometimes the watch parties. I do extra watch parties sometimes, so it gets those episodes built up quickly. But it's fun to do, and I enjoy it, and I appreciate all you guys for being here and sticking with me. Make sure you hit that like button while you're here. If you're not subscribed already, please do if you like the show. Otherwise, make sure you tune in on Sunday for the recap of UFC Vegas 120. I will not be going live for the fights, as they are normal evening fights, and I'm usually doing stuff with the family and shit. So I usually only do the watch parties for the early cards on the fight night. So let's fucking go. Sorry I'm lurking today, man, but you're doing great and deserve more support. We're gonna get it. Oh no, I appreciate you, Xavier, just being here and watching and giving me the view and dropping a like and interacting every once in a while is good for me, man. Just happy to hear from you guys, and I appreciate all of you. So that's it for me. I'm gonna pack up and can't wait to get back home tomorrow. I miss my wife and my dogs and my daughter and my house and everything. So can't wait to get back home tomorrow. So yeah, the sooner I get to bed, the better. We'll be here Sunday for that recap. Right on, appreciate it. I like how you kept it real on the fight wheel. Right on. All right, man. Well, that's it for me. I'm out of here. Have a good night and a good weekend. Enjoy the fights. That's it for me. I'm out of here. Take it easy. Peace.